Since this is a one-wide hallway, do you mind if I get the order in which people are walking so I know which way to deploy y'all?
Me first.
I'll be third.
I go last.
Good idea. Mino should be holding up the rear just in case something follows us down. I'll be right behind Bjor, second.
So just to make sure, it is Bjor, Nylos, Braxton, Mino.
Correct.
All right, I proceed downward. Oh, before I do, let me make a perception check of the stairwell.
Make your perception check, my good sir.
I'll go in and do one as well.
19. At least I got 19.
Gotta get them out of the way early.
So, unfortunately for the cow, not too much to be seen, as it is pretty dark. However, you would actually know that you look through and you can see that it continues down past the first story and into a basement.
Alrighty, proceed through.
How dark is
As
this
these,
basement?
So, it's actually considered dark.
Well, in that case, I'm going to pull out my hooded lantern and light that.
Oh, okay, cool. So originally, if it is darkness, it counts as heavily obscured, meaning that you just almost can't see and you have disadvantage on just about any perception checks. Or actually,
Of course,
even
I
less
do have
than
blind
that.
fighting. Yeah,
Actually-
so I believe the radius is 15 feet for blind fighting.
I want to pull out a torch as well.
Yeah. Okay.
I also
so
have one.
hooded lantern, torches. So now the stairwell you were going down is actually considered lit with bright light, normal vision. As you walk down, you would start to get to a stone-laden basement. And is anybody trying to stealth as they go down here?
Oh, you know I am.
You know what? Mino will also try to go stealth.
Okay, so Mino and Nylos, roll me stealth checks. Oh my god, a 2. Nylos, you are the best at stealth, man. Okay, so
Yeah, with a 2, total of 7. Great.
We all
What are
got
the rules
crappy
on-
rolls.
Are you saying the big cow got a better stealth?
yes.
What are the rules on helping someone with an action?
So if
Like-
you decide to take the help action, it means in some way, which you would have to describe, you increase their ability to do the action. If you say help with lockpicking, you might actually give them pointers. If you're, say, helping with perception, you're actually looking with them and being like, hey, look at this over here. If it's strength, you're adding your arm strength as well to pushing down something.
What if we could just say that I help him with his stealth check because I'm the first one through the door and I'm literally taking up pretty much the entire doorway, so they can't see him quite yet.
If you're saying that you're intentionally trying to block him, like block his view, or people's view
I'm intentionally
of him,
trying
yes.
to block the view of the party members in case someone's ambushing us.
Yes, that would work.
Okay, so I give him advantage now, right?
Yes.
Dope. Thanks, Jesse.
Reroll, take the highest.
Does that mean all of us
I'm
reroll?
taking a stealth check.
No, because Bjorn can only hide one person at a time.
I'm only so thick.
Yep,
I-
exactly.
I thought we would.
See, you can't hide my big body.
I would thought with how slender the hallway was, he might be able to hide us all.
I'll hit a lat spread.
Unfortunately not.
Okay, there we go. Got a 16 that time.
Okay, so 8, 16, 11, and Bjorn, what did you roll for your stealth if you tried?
Oh, I didn't try.
That's also what I was thinking. And unfortunately, the clap of your ass cheeks was too collectively thick. And
Damn it.
you would see as rising up from its rest and its slumber, a zombie owlbear comes out of the corner.
What the
Roll
heck?
for
Oh.
initiative.
Oh, God.
11.
Did I just roll a d20?
Yep, well, plus your dex.
Okay, dex. Which is 0.
Now that's a bad initiative roll.
Of course, as usual on initiative, I've rolled low yet again. I got a 6.
I got the highest natural roll, but Mino is one ahead of me. Cowman strikes first.
Cowman, then Bjorn, then Nylos, then Braxton. So, unfortunately, the owlbear rolled first on his initiative, and he is going to be taking his first turn.
Is the owlbear a large creature, or what size is it?
It's over 8 feet. It's large.
Oh, it is large. There we go. That's a large creature
Oh,
right
boy.
there.
Oh,
So, the owlbear goes through and he moves up, and seeing the first person that walked in, and he looks at Bjor, he is going to make an attack with its beak.
Oh, nice.
So, Bjor, with your armor class of 16, he does not hit. He pecks, but it hits right at the shoulder plate of your armor, and it actually dings off. He does, however, decide to roll around with his claw for his foot for another attack. And the claw does hit.
Oh, does he have
Oh.
what's his strength?
Um,
Oh, I guess he can't tell me that. But is
Yeah,
the
I can't-
modifier added after that?
yes, it is.
Okay. So this dude's got a +7 something.
Dude, I'm scared. I only got 8 hit points.
what about 1d4?
So he goes through and he brings his foot with the claw up, and let me just roll the damage for that. So I would like you to take 10 damage.
Ooh, oh my god.
10 damage. All right.
Ooh.
What the?
You alright there, Bjor?
Nah, I'm fine.
Ah, just a flesh wound then.
Yeah. I still got 3 hit points.
And now Mino, it is your turn.
He's close enough for me to take a swing at him, right?
You would
I'm
need
red.
to move up 5 feet.
Okay, I'll go and do that, and I'll take a good old swig at his face.
So roll to break armor class.
Which modifier is that for? The strength?
It will be strength plus proficiency if it's a weapon you're proficient in.
Also, does +1 affect attack or just damage on the weapon?
The +1 is just damage.
Okay.
16. So yeah, you definitely go through and you break his armor class. Roll me some damage.
All right.
Okay. Anything else you would wish to do on your turn?
Nah, I think with that I'll be good.
Okay. Next in initiative order is Bjor. You have just been attacked. How do you feel?
I spit up a little bit of blood, let out a couple chuckles, and decide to dish out a little bit of damage of my own. Pull out the great axe, and I swing full force at its face.
Roll for attack.
Come on, Daddy wants a 20. 24.
Well, that definitely
Yeah.
beats its armor class. I can promise you that. So in that case, roll me damage.
16.
Ooh.
Plus one.
See, and you thought this thing was hurting you. Like, look at the damage you're doing to it.
Well, I chuckled.
Were you aiming for like the beak, the eye? What were you looking for?
Right
on
between the
face?
eyes.
With your axe thoroughly thrust into its skull and pulled out, it definitely looks bloodied.
I use my bonus action to do second wind to regain some hit points. It's a 1d10 plus my fighter level.
Okay, roll me a 1d10, and then add a 1 to that.
9 hit points back. I got 12.
Jesus, man.
Good roll.
Look at that.
Back in business.
So, with that being the end of your turn, Nylos, what do you wish to do? You are out of melee range so far, but you can easily move into it.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and move about, 15 feet up. Gonna go around behind the owlbear, draw my arming sword, and make an attack towards it. Sneak attack.
So give me a roll with advantage, and then add your sneak attack die if you actually make a hit.
Okay, nat 20.
Can you point the
Whoa,
camera
let's
just a little
see.
bit downwards?
Yeah, let's see that. Okay, all right.
Oh damn, he's right.
My bad, I didn't know that you guys couldn't see that.
No, it's good. It's just that one singular spot in the camera. There you go. That should cover everything.
Oh, okay, there we go. Alright, so nat 20. Got a crit.
Roll your damage and your sneak attack die, and double the dice.
We'll see just how much you overkill this thing by.
I don't think I'm gonna obliterate this thing before I even get a chance to do anything.
Alright, so I rolled a 13 on damage, so double, 26. 26 damage.
So you double the dice.
Oh, you double just the dice. Okay, then 23 damage.
And
Um,
he's still bloodied.
I will let you describe how you do this to the owlbear. However, he does still have a singular leg to stand on. But I will let you describe how you take out a good chunk of this man's health.
All right. I grip my sword tightly, and then I thrust it into his lower back and run it up his spine, taking out each rib as it goes along, and just below the shoulder blade, rip it out.
As you do so, you can hear it screech in pain, and you can see that it is even having a hard time standing up at this point. It's kind of just on all fours now. As Braxton, it is your turn to go in for the kill.
I can use a cantrip here, correct?
Yes.
Because my biggest thing is I don't want to accidentally hurt someone else. So let me know, like, if I'm going to do that, because I don't know enough about my stuff. I'm going to use Firebolt.
Okay.
So what would I roll? A d20 first?
So you would roll a d20 plus your spell attack modifier.
Okay, so it's +5 total.
Uh-huh.
A D20 plus 5.
I rolled pretty awful.
Unfortunately, with a 9, the firebolt actually soars past the owlbear.
Braxton's obviously a little shaken, seeing how badly hurt Bjorn got with the first hit.
Yeah, I can imagine. I don't know how much combat Braxton has seen, you know?
That's the end of my turn, right?
Yep, that is the end of your turn, and then it goes back up to the owlbear.
With how badly wounded he is, maybe we'll get lucky and he'll just move out of range, giving us an opportunity attack.
That is actually what he is going to do, as he's going to screech away and try to move over to this corner. But Braxton, Bjor, Mino, and Nylos all get opportunity attacks. Roll whatever attack you're using.
I got 17.
So that one hits. Mino's 11 does not hit.
And I got an 18 here.
So 18 plus 5.
I believe 3 of us hit.
Yep. Okay. So for the 3 that hit, roll me your damage. Bjor, Braxton, and Nylos.
All right, I got a 9.
7. At least hit him.
And
that's probably all.
Nylos. So Braxton's shot is actually the one that kills him, as the rest of it is just extra damage on top of that. You see as Braxton's firebolt this time hits him right in the eye, and you can see the glow that was in there just fade, and then everybody else just kind of in a panic swings their axe and stabs him with the sword and everything. He's definitely dead. Yep.
Just had to make sure, you know.
I give another swing to decapitate him just out of spite.
Because you already broke armor class and the damage you did, you would decapitate him. Do you wish to keep the head for yourself? Witcher trophy?
Nah.
I want to take the head.
Braxton.
I'm going to go ahead and take this just as proof of what we've done here. His officer needs it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense then.
Your kill, your trophy. And I give him a hearty slap on the back.
Thank you guys did most of the work, but I appreciate the vote of confidence.
And Braxton
Yeah.
took 1d4 damage from that slap on the back, and he died.
Right.
I press on to the next room.
Okay, so you press on to the next room, and through an unlocked wooden door. Bjor, roll me perception.
Very well.
I'll also head over with Bjorn and check too.
Okay.
16.
I'll go ahead and move forward with the guys.
Bjor, you actually would notice little clusters of cracked stone tiles. There are 3 exits of the room, a door to the north, a door to the west, and an archway that connects to a hallway that extends 70 feet east into the darkness. The othermost wall of the hallway. Does anybody still have their torches lit or anything that's a shining light?
Yeah, my torch is still lit.
Okay, so you would actually see all the way to the end of the hallway a statue with the head of a serpent adorned on the end of the wall. And the serpent has its mouth wide open with its fangs showing and its tongue outstretched. So
I don't notice any pressure plates or anything.
For that, you would actually have to roll. It would be either investigation or perception, whichever is better.
Oh, I'll do a perception.
Okay, Braxton, if you would like to investigate, you can as well.
22.
So, Bjor,
21?
you actually notice the dead human body that is laying down in the middle of the hallway. You can't tell exactly what killed it, but it
Kinda
has
sus.
purplish scorch marks on 3 parts of its body. And Braxton, as you look at it, you actually notice a small little ward. You have detected a magical trap. It is about 5 feet in length. It is right over where the dead body is. And with your
Guys-
arcana knowledge, you can actually tell that it would cause the snake's head to shoot 3 magic missiles down the hallway.
Guys, don't go any further. There's a magical trap right by that body over there.
There's another door over here. Let's check if there's a way around.
I shall actually start with Popnuck and Nulk. They will be just discovering this area. Popnuck, as everybody had entered the house, you had actually started exploring around for yourself and walked around the side of the house to the back and were able to find a cave entrance. You had accidentally tripped and you and your doggo mount fell down into the cave. Nulk, you also have a similar story of falling down into the cave as well from trying to investigate it as you were lagging behind a little bit in the group, but you were given information as to where to go, found the house, and wanted to examine the outside first to be careful and cautious, and ended up falling down into the cave.
I was sulking about what I had done.
So as you two fell down and start to climb up to your feet from being knocked prone, you would both see off to your right a 15-foot drop on your right side into a pool of water. Because of how dark it is, you can't ascertain how shallow or deep the pool of water is off to the right. Off to the left, it looks like there's a smashed room. Would y'all two like to do any exploring first?
I think Milk will want to check out the room.
Aro's gonna sniff around a bit.
First thing you would notice is that you would have a stone door that leads into the room. There's also a lot of broken furniture, broken tables, broken chairs, benches. You see what looks like a pile of bones and a chest.
Am I noticing anything under the furniture? Or can I look under like the chairs and everything in the room?
You can roll an investigation check.
And after that, I'll investigate the chest.
Okay, 17. And you said you were just looking at the furniture that's in the room and everything?
Yeah.
You notice that it's old and definitely worn down, like a lot of them were broken, but the wood still looks pretty intact. The pile of bones you can only guess to be a previous adventurer. He's pretty dramatically posed on the rock, almost as if somebody had intentionally like posed him up, looking kind of like one of those French girl paintings. But other than that, nothing you really notice about the surroundings aside from the chest. You got the
Yeah,
stone
just
door
the-
up at the top.
I'll investigate the chest real quick.
Yeah, he's got the chest.
Okay. You notice there's no signs of a mimic, there's no signs of a trap. Looks like a perfectly normal chest. It is not locked.
I'm gonna try to smash the chest open with my lance.
Okay, roll me an attack, and then once you roll an attack, roll damage. You go and you hit just above it, and your lance tings off the back wall. So far, you are being bested by a chest.
I shall strike it again.
Roll me another attack.
All right, Nope, you're gonna have to come over and help this poor man.
So, Nulk, you see as Popnuck is continually trying to stab this inanimate chest, but for some reason keeps missing. Just tried to attack it 2 times now.
No comes over and then pats him gently on the back, and then also pets the dog, and then tries to go for the chest.
Okay, are you going to try to attack the chest, or are you going to open it?
I'll try and open it first.
Okay, so there's no check for needing to open it. You lift up the lid, and you can actually see some of the spoils inside of it.
Oh?
Do you wish for me to tell you what those are?
Yeah.
So you actually see a very nice grimoire that is bound in black leather with shiny gold stars on it.
Ooh.
You also see a wand, a coin bag, and 2 pieces of obsidian. So do you wish to grab it all?
I relay what I found to Popna.
Okay.
I like pull out the grimoire, and I'm just like, shiny book. And then I show him the other materials in the chest. I do take the obsidian though.
Okay, just one or both?
Ooh, both.
Both? Okay, so you can mark 2 obsidian gems, and they're worth 10 gold apiece.
We just like shiny rocks.
Probably not even going to sell them, just add them to a collection.
Oh, yeah, I think he's just gonna keep them.
I'll make sure to grab everything else, and then I'll just put it on Baru's little side pouch. He's got a little like backpack, sidecar pouch kind of thing,
That makes sense.
both sides. So I just kind of put the rest of it in one little pouch. Gonna turn around and smash the chest.
Okay. Make me an attack.
Hey, there we go.
There you go.
There we go.
So you do a sufficient job at stabbing the chest pretty well. Roll me damage.
Nat 1.
13. So yeah, you kind of anime style flurry of blows stab the chest. It crumbles.
Enemy defeated number 1.
Unfortunately, you gain 0 XP for that defeat.
Okay, I'm just gonna jump onto Baru real quick, and then I guess we're gonna head towards the door.
Okay. It's weird because it doesn't look like it has a door handle.
Smash?
You can try. You definitely, I would say looking might help you a little bit, but ultimately it's up to you. Roll me perception.
Ugh.
So
This is comical.
with your 4, you can actually. What languages do you understand?
Common, Elvish, Gnomish.
So you see in Dwarven written on the cave door, but you don't know Dwarven.
How close is it Gnomish to Dwarven? Is it like Spanish versus Latin? Like, it's kind of like you can kind of see it, or not really.
It's kind of the same, and from what you can tell, it says forceful ascension. Gnomish takes some of the terms in Gnomish have literal meanings that don't apply to contextual meanings like Dwarven does. So yeah, the door says forceful ascension.
I'm gonna push it with the Baru. Yeah.
Okay. Roll me strength and then roll with advantage because you are having your companion do the help action. And by help, it's mainly just
So by
him pushing his
push,
snout.
can I use my athletics?
It would be just purely strength.
Okay.
So with
13.
with a 13, you sit there and both you and your doggo push on the door and keep pushing and keep pushing and nothing happens. It does not budge.
I don't think I got this. No, can you read Dwarven?
Noak like looks at the door and reads it.
Can you read
He looks
Dwarven?
back at Popnuck and says, "Squiggle."
Google indeed. I tried pulling the door.
He can't read Dwarven.
I figured. I tried to pull the door.
So you're gonna make
Wait,
another
ascension.
strength. Forceful ascension.
So from the bottom up.
Well, so Popnook isn't the smartest. I'm gonna roll to see if he understands that it needs to go up.
Intelligence check. Just flat intelligence.
I'm just not confident in this man.
The dementia, it's gotten to him. 9? Unfortunately not. He recognizes the term ascension as like going to a higher plane of existence, but he's not able to see why it needs to be forceful and why it needs to happen to a door.
So what is this door like flat, or what is it got on it?
So it is a flat stone door with a carving of a skull in it, kind of accustomed to the Dark Brotherhood in Skyrim. Circle carved skull head onto a flat stone door that has no door handles or anything like that.
I'm gonna try to, like the bowling thing where you stick 2 fingers in the eye, 1 finger in the mouth.
Yes.
I'm gonna try to do that.
Okay. You really don't need to make a check for that. So
Okay.
you go through and you poke your fingers into his eye and you poke one right into his mouth. Are you trying to like turn or twist or anything like that?
I just go up towards it because I'm really I'm kind of lower on the thing here. I'm trying to just push up on it.
So make me a strength check.
You got this.
15. So you actually notice as you push it up, you notice the bottom of the door start to lift up a little bit.
Oh.
But because of your grip on it, it slips a little bit. And now it falls back into its normal position.
Now I feel a little dumb. Let me try that again. Get up under it and heave up. I just kind of try to throw it up.
And I'll say your doggo also gives you advantage because I'm gonna say that he's like kneeling and trying to stand up with you pulling it up as well.
Yeah, I would assume that he helps with most actions that he's capable. I shall try again.
We are going to be here all night.
Okay,
Well,
so
we'll ignore the 7. It'd be the 9 and
It says
the
it's
9
12.
and 4.
The result's 12.
the 4 earlier. I'll go up 1 step and then kind of peek around the corner.
Okay, you go up, and as you go up, you also notice off to your right the look of a serpent with its tongue out is made to a statue on the end of the hallway. And as you look down, first thing that catches your eye is a dead adventurer still in his Under Armour garb, and past that, you would actually see Mino and potentially even Nilos, depending on if he wants to be seen or not.
Don't come through. There's a trap.
I look down at the dead adventurer. I look over at the dead adventurer, and then, yeah, sure, it's a trap.
It's definitely a trap. Do not go forward.
In that case, we shall cut over to the other four of the party, and there's a nice little wooden door up top that they're wanting to go to. So, is anybody wanting to investigate the door? Or are you just going to walk through it, have it open?
Kick it
I'm
in,
just gonna
Bjorn.
open it. Yeah,
So
I'll just
Bjorn, you're gonna
go ahead,
kick
open
it
it,
in?
walk through. I won't kick it this time.
So, open it like a normal door. You see a stairwell that leads up a little bit and curves around a corner, so you can't exactly see what's around the corner just yet.
I'll walk
It's
right up that
still
staircase.
pretty dimly lit. You walk up the staircase and you come to a set of iron bars that look like it might have been a potentially like a blood control gate. And past those iron bars, you would see a old decrepit fountain, and you kind of get a glimpse through into another room, but your sight kind of stops right around there as it's too dark to see what's actually in the bigger room that's past that stone archway. And then to your north, you would see a reinforced wooden door that down at the bottom you can see a couple of cobwebs poking through.
What's the state of these bars?
The bars look pretty rusted and they're standing up, but that's about what they can do.
I'm gonna try and pull them apart.
Roll me a strength check.
And I'm gonna use my psychic die from Wild Talent, which is a D6. So 22.
With the 22, and because of how brittle the iron bars are, you're actually able to pull them and make a hole that is just big enough for a medium creature to fit through.
Perfect. I walk through.
So
and
you
make
walk
a perception
through.
check. Oh, additionally, I rolled max on my psychic talent dice, so it reduced in size. So now from now on, it's going to be a D4 until I reset
Ooh.
it.
Okay, that's actually pretty interesting. I like that mechanic.
I want to
Never
roll
looked at
an Arcana check
And my
for the room.
perception check was 16, by
Okay.
the way.
Cool. And roll me an Arcana check, Braxton.
It would have been 16.
Okay, cool. So with the 16 on Arcana and Perception, see an old water fountain that stands in the center of a musty passage. No water flows through the object's pipes. You can actually see carved engravings on the side that actually looks like little skulls. You can also, Braxton, as you look through here, it doesn't seem like there's any sort of magical aura to the place, but with your perception, you wouldn't notice that what seems to clog the fountain is a whole lot of mold and hair.
What about this door that's on this side here? Is this reinforced as well?
Yes, it's another reinforced stone, and again, for whatever reason, you can't really see past the stone archway. It's almost like there's a fog obscuring it.
I'm going stealth, and I think we should just go on through.
Yeah, I'll proceed cautiously into the fog.
Northern room first.
Well, I figured it's reinforced. Well, actually, we could check to see if the doors were even unlocked.
I mean, we just went straight into this fog room, so that's the only reason I was like curious.
Yeah, I'd like to check out the room above.
We could do that. We could do that.
Okay.
I'll check to see if it's unlocked. That door nearest to me.
You do notice that the door is unlocked, and with your perception, you notice the same sort of cobwebs that line the bottom of it.
I'll open the door, proceed in, and immediately do a perception check.
Okay. So as you open the door and you proceed with your perception check, also Nilos, do you want to just do your stealth now, and then that'll just be it until you're actually discovered?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I rolled a 12.
I'm gonna roll a perception check as well too, since I'm right behind him.
Okay. So Nilos, I'm ready for your stealth roll whenever you are.
Got a 19.
Nice. A 7 for perception and 12
Big
for
boy
perception. So with that, Nilos, you are stealthed pretty successfully. What was the final number again?
24.
On a stealth check?
Okay. And then Bjor and Braxton. You would notice it's actually a empty stone room that only has cobwebs inside of it. And these are pretty big, long spanning cobwebs.
I
Uh-huh.
feel one of them to see if it's like
Well,
wet and sticky or if it's dry.
spiderwebs can sense when something touches their web.
I would do it carefully, mind you, but you know, if there's any give at all, like with the wind or anything like that, then we know it's unoccupied.
Burn it
Bjor,
with
be
fire.
careful. So Braxton's a little bit taken aback watching Bjor put his hand forward and kind of quickly puts his hand on his shoulder and just says, Bjor, be careful. There could be spiders here, and by the size of these webs, it could be massive.
I didn't know you were one for arachnophobia. Now proceed.
Wait, are you going to proceed to touch the web?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
So, just confirming, Bjor, you are touching the webs and feeling if they're dry or sticky, correct?
That is correct.
So, you do go through and touch the webs. They are freshly sticky.
So Braxton says, here, stand back. And I'm actually going to cast a firebolt.
Well, what I
Cantrip.
do is,
Ooh.
feeling that it's sticky, in one movement, hey, he can do the firebolt as well, but in one movement, I pull my hand back, which would disconnect the web, and draw my weapon at the same time.
Okay, so you go through, disconnect the web, and draw your weapon.
Do I have enough
And-
space here to cast the firebolt without hitting?
You would. You
Okay.
can fire past him.
I want to fire. I mean, obviously, like we could probably see a little bit into the room here.
So make me an attack roll.
Not bad.
16.
And I'm casting kind of towards, probably 5 to 10 feet in front of us into the room.
Okay, and as you cast it, because the web doesn't really stop a firebolt, your firebolt goes all the way to the back. And as the webs start to catch on fire, they start to illuminate, and you see a swarm of spiders up at the top left. And you see as the flames start to engulf them, and you hear the sounds of burning carapace. You can see as just the heat by itself is actually making them curl up and then fall to the ground and kind of fry. And you can hear their bodies popping from the water boiling. The room is now sufficiently cleared of spiders and of webs.
So Braxton's gonna chuckle a little bit, and he's just gonna ask the group, kind of like jokingly, "I hope they weren't friendly spiders."
No such thing. And I put my weapon back.
It's like, but that one could have wrote something on the web, like
there
some
a-
adventure, you know?
Was there a letter that said "Welcome Home" written in the web?
You see,
That's-
these spiders could have crafted silk textiles that had the strength of Kevlar.
They made us a sweater from their webs.
Very sticky sweater.
All right. Well,
Alright,
I'm gonna,
looking around, is there anything in the room?
I want to investigate the room.
Roll me perception or investigation, depending on like which way you want to intake the room.
I'll take perception, you can do investigation.
Mine
15.
was an investigation check.
Mine was perception.
So with all these rolls, you actually scour it from head to toe, crunch over the crispy crawlies, and you find that the room is actually pretty blank, except for a little bit of a hole that kind of goes outward, but it's still leading into the dirt that the basement is under. But you can presume that this is where the spiders came from, as it's the only opening.
Can we loot the spiders?
This is a
It's like
question.
Skyrim. There's
Just
3
yeah,
gold, a short
armfuls of dead
sword.
spires.
Some
I mean,
random
is there-
poison vials.
I was gonna ask, is there anything that you could salvage from their bodies that's used? I don't know if there's like alchemy in D&D or something like that, but like, could you
think those
loot
are.
like a spider carapace or a spider fang or something like that?
So you definitely can. You can loot their poison glands. You can take their legs for like meat and sustenance, depending on how big these are, which these ones were definitely big enough to constitute. There are about 3 big spiders, and the rest of them were so small that they just kind of burnt to a crisp in the flames. The other ones were actually pretty cooked. So yeah, you can definitely harvest stuff, and you can still use alchemy sets. It's just you would need to learn or have proficiency with it.
I would think Nihilus would be all over this stuff.
Yeah,
From like a rogue perspective.
I'm not proficient in those yet.
Mina would like to go to one of the big spiders and just rip off a leg.
Okay, you go through and you rip off a leg, and you can add it to 1 day's worth of rations.
I'm assuming it would only be a ration for Mino.
Enjoy.
I mean, anybody
Protein.
could theoretically eat the leg.
Oh boy.
It's just if you would want to is the real question.
Okay, I want to try and loot. I want to try and salvage any type of potential crafting materials because I feel like that's something Braxton would do,
Okay.
or he might know is worth the value to some traders.
And just to also give you a heads up, if you want anything specific like glands or specific cuts or anything like that, anything that would require you to like cut into it and you might damage it, that is a survival check to actually harvest it. Anything that is just like I'm
Oh,
taking the leg from this sheep, that is just a that one you don't have to roll as much for because it's easier to just pull and yank off. You don't have to worry about how much you're getting or how much you're damaging.
okay. I mean, I'll try to do that.
Yeah, it's to mimic your knowledge of the anatomy of the creature, so that way you don't like try to cut its poison gland and just end up stabbing it. 15. So what were you wanting to harvest from the spider? Were you wanting to harvest poison glands, fangs, the web shooter, the stuff that creates the silk?
I would say anything that's salvageable.
So I would say with these, you would get 2 poison glands, as well as you could get the hair of the spider.
Would that be
Yeah.
one like bundle of hair?
Yeah, bundle of hair. And bundle of hair, 2 poison glands, and I'll also say you get 1 of the silk glands, the stuff that actually like mixes to create the web.
Ooh. You guys just watch Braxton kind of chop at these little spider bits, and
I give both of the looters a kind of disgusted look and make my way back towards the entrance.
you'd be surprised what some of these ingredients would sell for to the right tradesman.
I'll save the surprise for later.
And Braxton, I'm also sure with your dad being a taxidermist, he probably gave you a good idea on like how to cut up animals too.
Yeah, that's true.
Just to know that your character isn't coming into it completely blind.
Yeah.
So, are you all now wanting to head over to the fog door?
Yeah, I'm making my way back to the fog. Wait, did you say fog
So-
door?
Yeah, it's a very reminiscent
Playing
of
Dark Souls.
Dark Souls.
Mm.
Yeah, you know where you have that like fog entrance that's right where the hallway is.
And
What
Nihilus is still
order-
stealth, correct?
Yes, he is, because he wasn't detected in the altercation between the spiders. What order do y'all want to be in going into this?
I'm fine with being first.
I feel like I should follow after as for Minnow, because there
Okay.
shouldn't be anything else behind us.
Yeah, I'll go third.
Then Braxton, you shall be carrying up the rear.
Okay.